The story reported that as of 2022, Pew Research Center found 30% of U.S. adults are neither married, living with a partner, nor engaged in a committed relationship. Nearly half of all young adults are single. 34% of women, twice as many, a whopping 63% of men.
We could look at the social media aspect of it. People go on to dating apps for relationships. When you look at the rate of men who go on these dating sites, a lot of them, unless you're a really good looking guy, you're not going to get a lot of pull. Similarly, if you are a female who is just average, but you have high expectations for what you want your guy to be, then you're going to overlook somebody who is, probably average at best, but that's considered a settle. And as women, we're told that we shouldn't settle, that we should always get 100% of exactly what we want. There's also the aspect that's somewhat archaic that men are supposed to supply for women. Both men and women still believe that to this day. But I feel like the standard of what women think a man should provide is, if I'm already providing for myself, he needs to be doing that or more. Most dudes are not competing head to head with a lot of these women. So that's another aspect of when we talk about economics. Marriage used to be, some of it was romantic, some of it was economics based, that you want to have someone who could provide for you. But we live in a day and age where as a woman you could supply and do for yourself and be okay, and you don't necessarily need a man. The only thing that you would more than likely need a man for would be for family. And we can look at how many women don't want that. We're ending up in a place where something's going to have to give. Women, we're going to have to, and I don't want to say it's settling, but I would say that the expectations we have definitely need to come down.
Since 2019, the share of single men who say they're looking for dates or a relationship has declined from 61% to 50%. In 2018, 28% of men ages 18 to 30 reported they'd had no sex in the past year, compared with 18% of women of that age.
When it comes to the sex thing, I don't really keep that as a good marker, because you can have sex with a rando and just be able to knock that off. The relationship part, I think, is the more important. I guess even how we view relationships now based on our parents. When I thought about dating in relationships, my parents were married when they were 24, 25. When I was 18, I thought I would be married by the time I was 24, 25. But a lot of people at that age are not serious about getting married. I feel like they have their whole lives ahead of them. So the amount of time that people are waiting to have that serious relationship is getting pushed off and pushed off. But I think this also comes into the problem of, you will as a man and you will as a woman, when you're just trying to have fun, you're going to overlook a lot of people who could be very well good, be great partners, but they might get snatched up by the time you're ready to settle down.
Other troubling statistics about men come from a 2021 study from the Survey Center for American Life. They found the share of men who have 6 or more close friends, which in 1990 was 55%, by 2021 had shrunk by half. Meanwhile, those with literally 0 close friends, which stood at 3% in 1990, has zoomed to 15%.
Yeah, that is very unsettling, because it's not just the romantic relationships you're missing out on, but even the platonic relationships. So you're literally an island unto yourself. And if you don't really have any family either, that's just another thing on top of everything else. I feel like that's a social media thing. My brother's close friend lives an hour away, and how they communicate and they enjoy each other's companies by playing video games and talking over the phone. Close friends that you probably see in me, it's not as common as it was before. I'd have to see the numbers on this, but I would also assume that it's probably gone down for women as well. Actually, it probably hasn't gone down for women. We thrive on being social. We have to be social, which is why social media is for women. It's not for guys. The social aspect of posting, there are a lot of women who post on, for instance, Instagram, but the amount of men who post on Instagram is substantially lower. It's because there's that social aspect of, having people reach out to you, having people talk to you.
But the issue is, when you have a group of men, the lower half of attractiveness of men in online dating, which has doubled, now it's about half of relationships, and the top 20% of men in terms of attractiveness get about 60% of the interest, you end up with a group of men that are more prone to conspiracy theory, more prone to misogynistic content, more prone to not believe in climate change.
So that's what we care about? like, yo. The rate in sexless, friendless, lonely men, the concern isn't for their well-being. It's concern about their intake of conspiracy theories, misogynistic tendencies, and climate change. Get out of here. Women should start settling. And what I mean by starting to settle is don't overlook that guy just because he aesthetically doesn't match your status. That your family might look at him a certain type of way because, you know, he's the garbage man. And look at you, I sent you to college for 4 years just for you to marry this guy. Well, if the guy is really good for you, he takes care of you, he would be a great father for your kid, I think it would be very stupid for you to overlook that because he's not making a certain amount of money, that he's not in a certain occupation. You may start off at the bottom of the barrel, humble beginnings, but when you guys, after 10 years of being together, you'll be an unstoppable force. What's more beneficial is someone who has a sense of character and morality, who will love you and do anything that they possibly can to make you and to make you guys' relationship work when it's hard and when it's easy. And simultaneously, if you're a girl and you feel the same exact way about your man, you guys will be an unstoppable force. But let me know what you think, kinfolk, in the comment section below. What do you think about all this? If you made it this far, please go ahead and like the video. As you know, it helps your girl out. And subscribe for future videos. But as always, kinfolk, you know I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.